Welcome, my name is Chen McLean, student number 217-08080. So we start by loading the data. So task number 1 is creating a word class. So here is the object of the word. Spelling is the word name spelling. Self.frequency is initiated to 1 for the frequency of the word occurring in the file. Self.neighbours is an empty array to be used later. And this function here, def increment frequency, with self being passed in, increases the frequency by once for the occurrence of the word. This second function, add neighbour, has self and neighbour passed in. So it appends the neighbour word to the neighbours. This is a built-in function, LT. It's a less than function to check if it's less than. This is a built-in function to check if it's equal or greater than the characters. So we move on to task number 2, constructing a lexicon. So the lexicon stores the word objects to be used throughout the assignment. The function here, read data with lexicon and file name passed into the values. It reads the data and opens the file to be read, which is R for read, as F. F here is the file name. So this is the function here, the for loop, is to make the characters, to take the characters away and make it lowercase. So is alpha gets rid of, checks if it's a character or a string. So this loop adds the current word to the neighbour structure list. So that adds the word. So this is the lexicon, which is used as a phraser, which is an empty dictionary at this point. This is empty dictionary. Loading the files. These are the files which are up the top here, which have just been loaded in the browser. Okay, task number 2 is completed. We move on to task number 3, which is defining sorting algorithms. So you're supposed to pick 2 sorting algorithms. I chose a bubble sort and the other one was predetermined for us, which was a merge sort / insertion sort, a hybrid of the 2. So the first was the function, the bubble sort, with the lexicon passed in as a value. So this is the for loop that does the actual sorting, splits it up and sorts it. It returns word. So this is the YouTube channel that I got the information about the bubble sort from. So this is the hybrid sort. So this is the merge insertion sort. So this is the function for the insertion part of the sort. This is the merge part of the sort. The merge is like used for smaller data sets. So the merge sort here is used. And this is the function that does the hybrid sort and puts it together. So both the merge sort and insertion sort with the threshold of 14 are used. So we'll play that one. Okay. This is to check the time that it takes to run the sorting algorithms. So we move on to task number 4, which is sorting your lexicon. So to sort the lexicon, you have the 2 sorting algorithms defined, and we have to make a program for the user to determine which sorting algorithms they would like to use. So this is the object of the word. This increases the frequency by 1 for the frequency. This determines if the neighbour, and to pen to neighbour word. This is the function, the built-in function, LT, for determining if it's less than. This function determines if it's equal to or the same. This opens the file to read the file. This is where the lexicon is. This is the files to be opened. This is the bubble sort. This is the insertion merge sort hybrid. And this is the, down here is while true, a menu while true, you can select from 1, 2 and 3. 1 is your bubble sort, 2 is your hybrid sort, 3 is your exit. So for choice number 1, you have selecting your sorting algorithm, which is bubble sort, and then you have the time it takes to sort the bubble sort. For choice number 2, we have the hybrid sort, which is with the function to determine the time it takes to do the hybrid sort. Choice number 3 is a break statement to quit the loop, so to exit, and then you have your else statement just in case they put in a value that's not 1, 2 or 3. So we'll run that one. So select your sorting algorithm, 1, and it's working. The bubble sort is quite a lot slower than the hybrid sort. So number 2, to get, see, the time it took to, the difference between the 2 times to get the, and 3 to exit, sorry, to get the different sorting algorithms and the difference in times, which is interesting. Task number 5, populating the neighbours. This task is to determine the neighbours and sort the neighbours. I used a bubble sort to sort the neighbours. So this is where the bubble sort is. You're supposed to select an algorithm to sort it. I thought it was the most simplistic to use in this case. This is the object of the word. This increases the frequency by 1 for the frequency of the word. If the neighbour is original, append the neighbour word, so that adds neighbour. So these are the 2 built-in functions as mentioned above. The one checks if it's less than, and one checks if it's equal to. So the function to open the file name is read, here. And the file name is out.txt. I believe that's in here somewhere too. Not yet, because we haven't written to the file yet. So this is where the lexicon is, with the empty dictionary at this point. These are the files to be sorted. This is the bubble sort that is being sorted. So this adds the neighbour with the lexicon passed in, and this is the empty array, neighbour map. So to find the words, we used a for loop. So word in words, find equals neighbours, and then an empty array. And then we use that to put it in neighbour map, and then the lexicon was passed through add neighbours. So we'll run that one. So no output is there because we didn't do a print statement or such at this stage because it wasn't defined. But in task 6 you write to the file. So task 6, writing your lexicon to file. So this is the object word, the spelling, frequency, neighbours, as mentioned above. Increase in the frequency with the function here, which has got itself passed in. If the neighbour is original, append to the neighbour word. So this adds neighbour with neighbour word adding. These are the two built-in functions, one to determine whether they're less than and one to determine if they're equal to. This reads the file. You need to read the file before you write to the file, so because the file needs to be sorted. So this is the function to format the words away from the characters. So is alpha to lower also, lowercase. This loop adds a current word to the neighbour structure list. So this adds the word to the lexicon list. This is the files to be loaded. This is how they're sorted. They're sorted through the bubble sort to get it in alphabetical order. So this function adds neighbours to the neighbour map. And this is the words in a list to find the neighbours. So this finds the neighbours. So this returns the map, and this is the neighbours dictionary. So this puts it puts it here, sorted. And this function writes the file to the file, which is out.text. So write data lexicon out.text. This is from Google Colab. It was found online how to download the files. So when you run it, that it will be accessible through when it's actually been sorted, that it will come up here. And then you can assess the output throughout the file, which has been put into out.text. So thank you for watching.